There are five work habits that successful people carry into retirement that are quietly stealing away the joy from what should be the best years of their life. Most of us assume that the habits that built our careers are going to translate just fine, or that they'll naturally fade once the alarm clock stops going off. But after helping people retire for 17 years at Streamline Financial, we've learned that they don't fade usually. They actually follow you home after retirement, and they pile up like unopened boxes in the garage of your new life. Here's what we've actually seen though. The people who have the best retirement are the ones who started unpacking those boxes early.
So today we're walking through 5 habits to leave at the office before you retire. So when that day finally comes, you actually walk out free. And the final habit is the hardest, but the most important one to drop.
By the way, I'm Dave, and this guy right here is Tim. He's the CEO at Streamline Financial, and he's the perfect person to join me on this subject.
So habit number 1 to leave behind is the work scoreboard. For 30 years, a good week meant checking off some big work project. That meant 1 point for the home team. Having a week where nothing big got accomplished was a point for the away team. Bring that scoreboard into retirement and it'll quietly tell you that every week of the rest of your life might feel like a wasted one. Think about this. Every unit of time we live in is decided for us. The day is decided by the sun. The month is decided by the phases of the moon. The year is the rotation around the sun, but the week was created at the beginning of time. 6 days of work and 1 day of rest.
Yeah, our retired clients who walk the lightest, almost without exception, they already know some version of this rhythm before they retired. The ones who didn't, they show up at 60, having had what they call the good run, a good career, but they couldn't tell you the last week that they actually rested. But don't wait for retirement to give you permission. You won't get it because the weeks keep coming whether we pause or not.
I want you thinking about installing a weekly Sabbath rhythm before you retire. And it doesn't even have to be an entire day. For our family, with where we're at, it's literally a 4-hour block. We eat together, we do something fun, and then we do something meaningful. Like we share about the week ahead, or we share a high and a low. We celebrate somebody, or we read something beautiful together. There's a really good book out there by Jordan Rayner called Redeeming Your Time. And it goes deep on this if you want to dig in. And one of my favorite quotes from it is, the way you serve your employer well is by being fully present, doing focused work that yields tremendous output. The way you serve your family well is by being fully present physically and mentally when you're at home. In today's distracted world, being fully present is one of the most valuable presents you can give. The reason this matters in retirement is you need to stop measuring your weeks by the output and start measuring them by something better, which is the people in front of you. And the only way to have that muscle strong on day 1 of retirement is to start exercising it now.
And here's why this one comes first. Until you set that rhythm, the next four habits will run you right back into that same trap. Most people that we sit across from, they don't feel lost in retirement because of bad investments. They feel lost when their calendar isn't intentional. But to build out an intentional calendar, you have to actually have open spaces.
Which is why the second habit you need to drop is the always on reflex. I was on an airplane the other day traveling with a friend of mine, and he pulled up his inbox and he just said to me, sometimes I wish email never existed. And I could relate. Even on an airplane, we're always reachable, and it's more than we can handle. All of us have too much coming in.
So the inbox is the obvious version. The phone is another, but the version that we see most often in retirement is the one that nobody warns you about. It's the constant low-grade pull to feel productive every minute. The instinct that you always have to be working towards something. Because after 30 years of productivity and work and career, this is not just a habit. It's become a part of your nervous system, right? And here's the part that catches people off guard. They retire expecting that pattern to dissolve naturally in retirement, but it doesn't. It goes looking for new things to attach to, whether it's the yard or the grandkids calendar or the home renovation list or just the projects that you've been putting off for so long. Or maybe it's even like a travel itinerary that you want to, all these things that you want to do. Anything that keeps the engine running, pretty much.
So let's solve this now before retirement. So here's a practice we've seen clients thrive in. Every night, write down 3 things you're going to do tomorrow. Then in the morning, don't open email or anything else until you've finished number 1 or number two, because email is reactive, news is reactive, but that list that you wrote the night before, those are probably the things that matter the most.
Yeah, and the point is, this isn't a reflex you can drop on retirement day. You really should start practicing it now. And I'll add one thing: the clients who do this exercise the year before retirement, they almost always tell us that the same thing 6 months in. They say,